Hey everyone, this is Mike with Real Dead. And last night, my son and I, yes, he's underage, but he can handle this stuff. He's 13. We went and saw Late Night with the Devil. Uh, this movie is getting a ton of positive reviews. And I'm going to give you at the beginning of this a spoiler free review of what I like and dislike about it. And then at the end, we'll kind of get into some spoilers, and I'll put a thing in here saying, hey, spoilers, so you can cut it off in if you haven't seen this movie yet. But the reason I went and saw this movie was because of the trailer, man. The trailer is an incredible trailer. During this video, you'll see bits and pieces of that in the video. But let's give you the synopsis here. And I think you can see all this in the trailer so you kind of understand. Hey guys, I'm going to give you kind of a synopsis of the movie without giving up too many spoilers. At the very end of this, of course, we'll cover some spoilers on it. But basically, what it is a possession type movie. You've seen it in the trailers that happens live on a TV show, kind of like a Johnny Carson. This guy's actually a rival of Johnny Carson. And so it's got that whole 70s vibe. I'm 53 years old. I was born in 71. I remember the 70s and 80s, the talk shows that were really a big hit. And this movie dives into that. It captures that, has that feel of it. This is a independent film. It's also, I think, something going straight. Eventually, go to Shutter. Shutter may have some part of it, but this movie, the as far as the acting, I think the acting is really good in it. Nothing I saw in it acting wise, would scare me from seeing this movie. And the visuals of it, how it's shot, I think is really well done as well. This thing is getting a huge review, as I said on Rotten Tomatoes earlier. It's got like a 96 or 98 from critics. The audience has dropped down a little bit, 85 now, and it was in the high 80s last night. This morning I looked at it; it's come down a little bit from the audience, but still very high scores. This is one of those that. Just in my humble opinion, I'm gonna kind of give you my opinion on this now, and then we'll dive into the spoilers. This movie is one I feel like you could wait, just watch it when it comes out. I don't think the big theater vibe to this movie really does anything. If you grew up in the 70s and 80s, you kind of used to watching things on TV anyway. So I think you're fine to watch this on TV, and it might save you a little money too. So. Is it worth going to see? My opinion, no. Not going to go into 10 spoilers. Is it worth watching at home? Yeah, I would check it out. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth those spending that extra bucks going to the movie theater. Acting's cool, feels cool. To me, the storyline falls a little short. I'll talk to that in the spoilers here in a little bit. But it is a different type of take on a movie that hasn't been out that I know of. So. Something good there. Possession type stuff, not the best CGI. I'll leave it at that. Not going into too details, but tell us what you think. If after you see the movie and you watch this, tell us what you think. Now let's get into spoilers. Now I'm going to read the movie info on this, which basically is a spoiler in itself, in my opinion. I had to cut that out earlier. Johnny Carson rival Jack Delroy hosts a syndicated talk show, Night Owls, that has long been a trusted companion to insomniacs around the country. However, ratings for the show have plummeted since the tragic death of Jack's beloved wife. Desperate to turn his fortunes around on October the 31st, 1977, Jack plans a Halloween special like no other unaware he is about to unleash evil into the living rooms of America. So, as I said earlier, acting is pretty good in this thing. It's pretty solid. They make some, it's kind of a campy movie. They make jokes along the way, just like in the 70s. Johnny Carson would got like his one-liners. Some of it was political, some of it was not political. And there is sexual references into this movie and stuff. It's not overly done or anything like that, but there is some of that in there. It is R-rated, of course, but it's 1 hour and 33 minutes long. It felt like it was 2 hours long to me. And I'll tell you why here in a second. Again, beautifully shot. Acting is good. To me, the storyline falls short. This is spoilers. The story is kind of, in my opinion, again, maybe it's because of my age and being in my 50s. It's kind of like a it's early on. They tell you there's a cult involved. Like this, they show highlights of satanic rituals, and then you kind of early on in the movie, there's questions about the host of the TV show being involved with that. So as soon as you heard that early on, you kind of knew what was happening. Um, and ends up being a cult type movie. He gets involved with a cult. He basically sells himself out to them. They make him become popular. The possession inside the girl knows that because she's part of that cult. Uh, the girl was part of a cult that they set the place on fire, and she survived it. Um, I thought it told too early on. You kind of could read what was going to happen. It's kind of like a Rosemary Baby type movie. You know, a cult was involved with this. The effects were not the greatest, in my opinion, on it. But again, it's an independent film. Not a lot of money spent on it. It just fell short to me, in my opinion. And just in my opinion, my humble opinion, this is one of those I feel like you're better off staying at home and watching. Don't go out and spend the money. If you did watch it, tell us what you think. Some people I know are loving this movie. I think the acting's good. Again, film shot well. Storyline just doesn't match up to me. And the very end of it, he kind of goes back in time, and he sees his his wife dies on in the show, and she had got cancer, and she didn't ever smoke. So those are things he gave up along the way to be famous at the end. And it's kind of like a story on that, like a cult story where you kind of see what all he gave up. And then at the very end, he thinks he's with his wife. He gets visions of that. He's with his wife, and she's saying, "Hey, kill me, finally, finish me off." And when he stabs her, he finds out that it's the little girl, the 13-year-old girl that was possessed by the demon or the deity or whatever it was. So, and then you hear the cops coming. So I can see where some people may really like it. Again, short for me. Tell us what your opinion is on this movie. Have you seen it yet? Did you like it? Remember, I did tell you spoilers were coming this way. Again, I would wait and watch it when it comes out, streaming or through Shudder. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one. And Josh and his wife Michelle are going to go see Immaculate. So we get to hear a little bit about that later on today. Have a good one. Bye.